Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, those men that are doing this work in sincerity and in truth around the four corners of the earth. And much love to the 1/3 and the innumerable multitude of you believers out there. To you all, I say shalom. I'm the brother Yeshaya, and I pray, Lord willing, that this lesson is edifying through the Spirit. All right. This is something I was meditating on a big portion of today, and then, the Lord put it on my spirit to want to do a lesson on it. So as I was thinking, I had this thought a couple days ago, actually, because I sent the brother something in the chat, because we've been talking lately a lot about the GLPs, the GLP-1s, you know what I mean? And basically anybody who's taking the Zemp, the Manjaro, Wegovy, all that nonsense, man. It's helping people, destroying people with weight loss alternatives. And this is not medical misinformation or medical information. Please consult your physician. However, so people are taking it. So I was just putting some things together, right? I was like, these people have taken, first of all, already had so many vaccinations through your life that they already been inoculations during your life. Then they took the main thing was the jump shot, right? The C19 jab. They took that. And then now they're all taking the GLPs for false weight loss. And that thing has been going crazy. Like, I see people randomly popping up looking weak and sickly and zombie like, neck and face looking weird. Like, you can just tell it's an unnatural weight loss. And I know one day they big, next day they skinny type shit. And weight loss don't take it. It's not an easy thing. It's not an overnight process. It takes time. And these people be coming out of nowhere looking weird. So I was meditating. These people got a lot going on in their bodies that your body was never meant to fight off or build up against. So now you got, they had your blood was getting, people getting blood clots with the JAB, and now they got this messing with their blood and their hormones and all of that kind of, their ghrelin, all of the stuff in their body, and then these people are going to be perfect candidates for the C-hip and the MOTB. You're perfect. You're perfect. You're good at being a trial run as a test example. You come in when we say you need to come in. You do it without us forcing you to, right? And now your body is already jacked up anyway. You're the perfect candidate for them to run further experiments on, man. So these people are going to be perfect candidates for the MOTB, man. But these people are really about to be jacked up out here. These people are becoming test experiments and becoming zombies, man. And they don't even realize it. And I got some scriptures here, but I was talking to one of my coworkers. She cool people. But and sadly, she told me she took the jab, man. And I was kind of hurt when she told me that. She was in the Army and thought that they told her that she had to take it. But it was through. But nonetheless, she said her mother took it. And she was like, yeah, my mom took it. And she told me she hasn't felt right ever since. And she was like, it wasn't because of the sickness. It was because of the shot. She said ever since she's taken it, she said she hasn't felt right ever since. And me and Gabar be saying something is wrong with them. Like, you notice they don't think right. They don't act right. It's something that threw their spirits off, man. And so now they got the not her, but they got the GLPs and everybody, These people are going to be totally screwed. And I also thought, man, Esau making the SHOT, he using that as a form of an answer for everything, man. Come take this, come take that. Just take this, and this will cure your problems. They just the pierce maniac, right? But ultimately, they pierce the Lord too. So they showing who the Lord getting his lick back in a way with that too. Where the wicked are getting pierced out here. So let me get this. This is Isaiah 36:6. It says, lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. And see, right now we've seen that everybody's trusting in Pharaoh and his ways. Everybody's trusting in America. The new modern day Pharaoh is your Babylonian, your American presidents, right? And so they'll tell you, go and take the jab, go and take the weight loss commercials are everywhere. That's what I'm gonna call them, because I'm trying to avoid saying the words. The weight loss commercials are everywhere. Okay. And I'm seeing them pop up. I'm seeing people pop up with it. So, and it's funny, me and Q was earlier, Q was giving me some stats on the percentage of America that took the jab and worldwide. So I looked it up as well because I wanted to get the number right. And he was on point. It says, as of May 2023, at least 81% of the total U.S. population, which is over 270 million people, had received at least one dose of the C-19 jab. It says fully, the ones who got it fully is 69.4%. So 70% of the U.S. got it that's full. I got all the booster shots and everything. So these people are jabbed on jabbed. Now they want to say, hey, yo, doc, give me that weight loss medication too. Give me that weight loss med too. You see? So what do you think their immune system is doing with this information? These foreign substances that your body was never meant to understand or break down. The body's like, I don't know what to do with this. Even when you have fat, right? When you have fat, that's because that's stored energy. Your body's like, I don't know what to do with this, so I'm storing it because we may have to use it for later. That's why you get fat. Okay? Now, but when you're getting foreign antibodies, your body doesn't know how to process that shit. So blood clots are happening. Different brain cells are corroding. People are having memory loss. People are ending up unalived, man, because of this. All right. Then it goes to say, as of early 2024, approximately 70 to 72% of the global population had received at least one dose of the jab. You see what I'm saying? And so, and I remember back then we were talking about it. It says of 8 billion people on the planet, 5.5 billion people took it, y'all. That's madness, man. If you really think about it, that means you have 5.5 billion people who are natural born sheep. Natural born sheeple who just do whatever masses say. You need this, come and take it. That shit is, you don't know what's in that. They had to put the jab in there. This dude went down the list of all the stuff they put in there. They had snake venom in there. They had piss and animal and beaver, badger skin. All kinds of madness was up in there. And they put that inside your body. And you said, okay, I need this because Esau told me I need it. And you so-called white people, y'all the devils of the earth, and the Lord is going to destroy y'all completely, man. You rule this country, and look what y'all doing to this world, man. So YAHAWASHI is going to get down on y'all, man. Right? This is let me see. I'm gonna get 1 Timothy 6. And this reminds me of this dude I was working with too. But it says, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself. And I know this is talking about money when it talks about gain. But also, people suppose that their worldly gain is godliness too. Oh, well, I got to get this jab to get this job. I got to get this jab to stay a part of this organization. I got to get this jab to stay around my family. You think that that's godly because you're gaining something in your life. That's wrong. That's wrong. And now look at the situation. Now people are regretting that they've taken it. Their lives aren't the same. And people are still dropping because of this effect that it's had on them. To this day, people are still dropping. The blood might have took longer. They had different companies. They had different tests, different trial runs, different trial periods. And at this point, they said stuff will start happening more after 6 to 7 years after it occurred. Don't think that shit just disappeared. Let's see here. This is 2026 that we're in right now. The jab, 2020 when was in the main year. So it was C-19 because it happened in November, December when everything took off. But 2020 and 2021 were the main years where everybody was taking it. So let's just say 2020. It's been 6 years since then. So, man, within the next year, they said 6 to 7 years, a lot of more people are going to start dropping. So we might see a lot of bodies coming soon, man, out of nowhere, right? While the economy is crashing and you now you're weaker, your body don't know how to fight it off. You're getting older, right? And now they got AI and robots coming out, man. This world is wicked, and all of y'all people went and got in that line. And guess what? Y'all gonna get in the line for the damn C-hip too. You getting in line for the weight loss. You're getting in line for the jab. You're gonna get in line for the chip. It says, but godliness with, this is back 1 Timothy 6:6, but godliness with contentment is great gain. So if they told us we had to lose our job to take it, fuck it, the job's gone. We content, the Lord gonna take care of us, right? Everything the Lord do for us, we content with it. Of course, you know what I'm saying? We got our battles, but we know we do what we do, and the Lord take care of the rest, man. It says, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. You can't even take out your body, bro. The irony of that, right? You can't even take your body out. The one thing that you were born into this world with two things, right? Your body and your spirit. You can't take your body with you. When your spirit leaves, you can't take it with you. So you can't take nothing out no way, right? But you went and destroyed the body that you got, trying to preserve it, thinking that it's going to last longer, but not knowing that you're killing it off quicker. Right? It says, and having food and raiment, let us be there with content. You know, so people wanted to get more by saying, oh, this new job that I get, they said I had to take it. And that happened to me. And a new job that I got, they said I had to take it. That was in like 2022. Yep, 2023. They told me I had to take it. I said, hell no, I'm not taking it. I asked them, I said, is there a form of religious exemption? And they say, yes, you just have to complete a form. But they didn't offer that first. They told me I had to take it. You see, and that's the problem. People never try to find a way out. They just go along like a sheep, get in line, and just go along with the get along, as opposed to asking for another option. That's the problem with Americans. You know, you just take the option that's set before you. You don't look to see if there's another exit. You don't look to see if there's another door, right? And the Lord speaks about him that cometh up another way is a wolf. And he's a thief. You know, y'all don't even look for the door of YAHAWASHI to see if it's there. It is right there available to you. But they don't look for that door. They look for the door that Esau put before them that's full of deception and lies and woe. Right? But it says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. And we got a situation going on with a coworker who came up on some money, and he getting destroyed right now. But he was taking that weight loss med. He was taking that shit. You could tell the dude was bigger than me and just dropping weight constantly. He might have been on that white girl too. But yeah, dude, you know, and now he's caught up, you know, and then, oh yeah, and that's a mention. Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. These people are on vapes. Okay, let's go down some lists here. These people are they took the jab. They're taking the weight loss meds. These people are on vapes. These people are smoking trees. These people are taking opioids. These people are taking pharmaceutical meds, right? These people smoke cigarettes. These people smoke Black and Milds. These people drink excessive alcohol. They eating GMO food, terrible food, abominable food at that, right? You are prime candidates for the New World agenda. The Esau has just been prepping your ass, like fattening the cow, man. Right? They feed the cow, give them the cow, get the things. They're fattening the cow for the day of the slaughter, man. And the day of the slaughter gonna be the day people get in that line and take that grain of rice, man, in they body, which is gonna be that C-hip, man. So y'all gonna drown. You know, it might not be money, right? But y'all gonna drown, man. Right? It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So you might say you don't got a love of money because you ain't out here just trying to be lustful after money. But the love of money is also thinking, oh, I can't do it without this money. I can't do it without this job. I can't do it without this jab. That's self-idol worship. You putting yourself first instead of trusting in YAHAWASHI. That's still a love of money too. Right? And you have pierced yourself through with many sorrows. Now you people are going to be completely full of sorrow because of the decisions that you made. Right? And like I said, this is ultimately judgment for what they did to our Lord too. You pierced him and y'all getting pierced back. This is Revelation 1:5. It says, and from Yahawashi, Hamashiach, who is the faithful witness and the first begotten of the dead and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood, right? The Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you were never supposed to take that jab. You were never supposed to take that weight loss. You're not even supposed to be doing cigarettes and Black and Miles and trees. You're not supposed to be smoking that shit either. You're supposed to be the sons of the righteous. You're supposed to be a better example into this world. But we know 2/3 of our people are innately wicked. So the Lord is going to destroy them. But Yahawashi died for us. He didn't die for the literal whole world. He died for the world of Israel. He's a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, who you ignorantly call Jesus is an Israelite. It says, and have made us kings and priests unto the Most High and his Father. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Behold, he cometh with clouds, which are going to be the chariots of the Most High, so-called UFOs, if you can receive it. And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. You see? So the Lord is coming with those chariots. He says, and they also which pierced him. So those men who literally pierced him on that cross, they're going to get destroyed. He got a special vengeance against them. But he also got a special vengeance against you people who have pierced yourselves. And that's going to be by the way of thermonuclear missiles. Right? And how do we know that? Let me get this. Right? And we know that Revelation 13 and 16 through 17 goes into anybody who received that MARK is ultimately going to be destroyed. Because you are all subject to the beast. Right, in this system. So now, since you're part of this system, you plugged in, the Lord got to destroy you, man. And that's going to be the unplugging, is the destruction of your body and soul and spirit. This is Revelation 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them with a loud voice. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his MARK in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. You know, so people are going to get jucked up and judged by thermonuclear fire. That's what this judgment is. If you took the C-hip, right, you're going to be judged by fire. Here in America, man. And the thing is too, right, these people go up and now because of your decision you have to be blighted by fire from the Most High, right? And so, but people are already jacked up, right? And so this is the thing, the whole world's going to know about this. We preach that C-hip heavily here at Great Millstone, starting with the apostles on down. We preach that heavily. All right. And now, you know, even look, when I go into people, when I be talking to people in the world, I don't be giving them breakdowns on scriptures. But one thing I will say to them, I'll say, hey, man, I said, we start talking about AI and technology and robots. I say, hey, man, the one thing I do warn them about, I say, whatever you do, don't take that implant. When the time comes, don't take that RFID. That's what I tell them. It'll be the worst decision you ever made. I tell them that, and then I leave it at that. I don't get the verses. I don't go into all that. I'll be warning people of that. If we having a conversation, some type of spiritual conversation, you know, I don't be going into the scriptures with people in the world, because if they're meant to receive it, they're going to come across a prophet in some way or form of another. But if it's like in your daily walk, I'll just tell them that. So then, you know, they at least been warned. So they can't say they ain't here not to take that, man. But it says the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, man. Okay. In the NLT, it says, must drink the wine of God's anger. So imagine a cup filled with God's anger. You don't want to drink a cup filled with nobody's anger. How much more God's indignation, God's anger? You know, there got to be a lot of furious anger that's been poured up in that cup. That cup is more than you can bear. The more than your flesh can bear, which is going to be the missiles, right? Zechariah, the 13th chapter, 14 and 12, let us know that his anger is going to be so furious through those missiles. It's going to consume your eyes and your hold. Your tongue is going to melt in your mouth. Your flesh is going to burn off your body. That's how severe God's anger is going to be. It says it has been poured full strength into God's cup of wrath. So full strength, you know, when you have let's use alcohol. Have anybody ever had Everclear or Bacardi 151? Have you ever drank them shits? You know what a full strength liquor is, man. That shit feel like it burn your soul when you drink it, right? Is drinking some fucking rubbing alcohol, you know, that's full strength. You see, and how much more the wrath of the Lord and shit. Them shit don't even literally burn you. So how much more actual thermonuclear fire? It's called thermonuclear fire. Thermo implies heat, right? This heat is going to be so severe, it's going to melt your very core. It's going to melt everything to the point where it's burning your spirit, man. All right, it says, and they will be tormented with fire and burning sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and the Lamb. Right, the holy angels and the Lamb, that's YAHAWASHI, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, returning with the angels in the chariots. And he said going to be tormented with fire. So when people talk about hell, right, that's going to be the hell on earth. It's already hell on earth, but that's going to be the true hell on earth when people are burning in that fire, that lake of fire, which is going to be thermonuclear missiles, annihilating you Americans, man, you Babylonians. 2/3 of you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the so-called white people, the heathen nations, all you people that are C-hipped up and jabbed up, vaped up, weeded up, right? But y'all think a SHOT is your answer for everything, but it's the very opposite. The scriptures say the Lord have created medicines out of the earth. You ain't, every time something wrong, you ain't got to stick a damn syringe inside of you, man. Every time something right, you ain't got to stick a syringe. Usually sticking a syringe inside of your ass is through, man. In any capacity. I never liked shots. Even when I was little, man. They just give you the little prick to the finger. They start you off early with a tetanus. They say it's a tetanus shot, and then they prick your finger, right? Start you off early. Even when I was young, I used to cry. I hated that shit. One time I tried to run up out of the hospital. They grabbed me right before. I remember that day. I sprinted up out of that bitch. Got to the door, you yoked me up and brought me back to the room. My mother tried to comfort me. They tried to talk to me. The doctor and they pacify me. They wipe my finger and then trying to distract me, poke my finger. You know? The only time I understand if you like about to die or something and they got to do something to get blood out of you, you know? Because even when they taking your blood, they using your blood for wicked reasons too. Why does America feel like they got to take your blood every time you go to the hospital? It's because they try to say blood donors. You're giving the other people that are dying, but y'all gotta understand that shit is being sick to the so-called JEWs, the fake ones. They're making coagulated blood cakes. They're drinking that shit for breakfast. It is not meant to just save these people around the world in the hospitals. That's a hoax. You know, but this world is wicked, man. And you people are going to fall to that MOTB. And Lord willing, Lord have mercy on us and keep us in that hour of temptation so that we don't take it, man. You know, and you waiting to, so they get you to do this when you have full food, full housing, full shelter, full safety, and you got money in your pocket. How much more in a day when you don't have money, when you don't have food, when you don't have resources? Because it says you're not going to be able to buy nor sell. So now they got you when you are at your strength. How much more in a time of vulnerability? These people are definitely going to take it, man. You know, but hey, I'm going to wrap it up with that. I pray, Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and mercy to the elect. Until next time, Shalom.